So guys, let me just share what is the agenda and what we are going to learn today. So we are going to actually have the introduction today of the machine learning, what is called as the machine learning. And specific, we are going to focus the unsupervised learning because the topic which I am taking today is the clustering. So we are going to cover up the clustering, its application, and how to find the optimal number of clusters. And then we'll solve a particular case study, which is called customer segmentation using K-means algorithm. Okay, and I'll show you the implementation of the project also using Python, and it will be an end-to-end application. Okay, so let's start today's session. Okay. So guys, the very first important thing is about machine learning is what is the machine learning. Okay, so machine learning is all about like how the human being learns. The human being learns from the past experiences. Okay, so from the past experiences, the human being learned, whereas in the case of machine, the machine learns from the past data. Okay, so this is all about the machine learning. The machine learns the data given. Now there could be many kind of data could be given, like diabetes data could be given, like the COVID data could be given, and from that machine, from that data, the machine learns about the insights of the data. It learns several patterns, and then according to it can have the predictions. Okay, so this is the about machine learning. Now if we talk about its definition part, so guys, machine learning is a kind of subset of artificial intelligence. Okay, and it is being coined by Arthur Swamwell, and according to him, the machine learning enables a machine to automatically learn from the data, improve performance from experience, and predict things without being explicitly programmed. So what is the most important thing about the machine learning is that there is no SH being explicitly programmed the whole project. The machine can directly learn from the data. Okay, so that we are going to also prove. We'll also have one real-time data set today. We'll train the model and then I'll show you that how machine learning is able to have the predictions. Okay, now guys, what is the flow? How does machine learning work? So this is the basic phenomena. We have input data, and then this input data is being given to the machine learning algorithm. It may be a supervised, it may be a unsupervised. Okay, and then from that data the machine learning model learns. Now after making the model, the new data is being given and then accuracy is being calculated and the model is being evaluated, and we have the output. So in this way the machine learning model learns. Okay, now guys, we have the various the classification of machine learning algorithm. Like we have supervised machine learning, we have unsupervised machine learning, and the reinforcement learning. Now guys, what is the difference between these supervised, unsupervised, and the reinforcement learning? In a case of supervised machine learning, we have an input data X, whereas we also have Y. Now what is Y here? That is the output. That is, we have a labeled data set. Okay, that the output is also present. Okay, like like if we have diabetes data, so we have output, yes, a person has diabetes or not. Okay, but in the case of unsupervised learning, we just have the input data present, but there is no output data. It means the data is unlabeled. Okay, so this is a basic difference between supervised and these unsupervised. And the final in the third most learning is also reinforcement learning. Okay, our intention today is to learn unsupervised learning, and where we are going to learn about the K-means clustering. Okay, now guys, let's discuss about the unsupervised learning. In the unsupervised learning, we have unlabeled data set. Okay, and the here the goal is from to learn from the data. Clear? And how the model will be learning from the data? It will be finding the similarities. Okay, so it will be finding the similarities from the data, grouping that data, and make the cluster. So that is the main objective of unsupervised learning, where we are going to train a model without the labeled data set. Okay, so in this example you can able to see there are several pictures of dogs, cats. Okay, and these all are unlabeled. Okay, now if I have this input data, now the question is how the machine will learn. So from these input data given, the machine will find the similarities. Okay, it will like the shape of the cat, the color of the cat, or the size of the cat. According to that, with these features, the machine learning model will learn from the data. It will find the similarities, and it will make the group of dogs and the cats. Okay, so in this way the machine learning model learns in the case of unsupervised learning. Okay, now guys, today's our agenda is to learn about clustering. Now the question comes, what is clustering? So guys, as the name suggests, clustering is to make the groups. Like for example, in this diagram, if you're able to see, there are several persons, okay? So you may divide these persons according to their characteristics, like some of them will be some family members, some of them will be the school employees. I may also divide them in the male and female groups, okay? So earlier I was not having about who they are, but still I'm able to make them into some groups. So this is all about the clustering. So guys, what is a cluster? Cluster, it means when we have unlabeled data set, I may make the cluster of the similar objects, and those objects share the similar characteristics. Okay, so here is the unsupervised learning says that we are going to make the clusters, those are sharing the similarities. So ultimately our data is represented being into the clusters. Okay, for example, I hope you all have been visited in a mall where if you're able to see the items are being arranged in a mall according to their similarities, like similar fruits are being arranged at all together. Clear? So this is also one example of clustering. Similarly, if you're able to see, that is some group of people are being seated on a dinner table in a restaurant. So they all are sharing the similar kind of talk, similar kind of nature. This is also all about the clustering. Okay, now that another examples are also retail store, banking, insurance companies, all these examples of the clustering. Guys, there are various clustering approaches present in the case of machine learning, but today we are going to discuss about one of the most famous clustering algorithm, which is called as k-means clustering algorithm. Okay, now guys, k-means clustering algorithm is one of the algorithm which is able to create the clusters. Okay, so let's start the process how we are going to create the cluster. So first of all guys, we have a data set. Okay, now from this data set I need to find out that how many clusters I want to make. That is called as k. Okay, so suppose I wanted to make 5 clusters, so this is the value of k. Now select the k number of centroid. Now suppose you have 100 rows or 100 tuples present in your data set. So how many centroid you want to find out? Clear? So that is the number of centroid. Centroid are nothing. These are the random points that will be selecting. Clear? So those will be called as the center points, but they will be selected randomly. Now from those centroid points, I need to calculate some distance. Now, which distance I'm talking about? I'm talking about Euclidean distance or Manhattan distance. Any distance you can have. So you will be calculating the distance from those points, those centroid points, clear? And then I will assign the points to the nearest centroid. Okay, so suppose I have 10 tuples, I have 2 centroid. So from all of the point, I will calculate the distance, and from which point I have the nearest distance, I will assign to that cluster. Okay, now I will find the original centroid in each group, clear? And then I'll repeat the process. How will you repeat the process? Again, reassign the whole data points based on new centroid, and then repeat 4 until the position of the centroid doesn't changes. Guys, k-means is an iterative algorithm. It will be get repeated and repeated until there is no change in the newly formed clusters. Okay, so first of all, initially we have some random points. Then after we have calculated the distance, we have assigned to individual centroid. Then after we have again calculated a new centroid. And then again we have assigned to the points. We'll repeat this process until there will be no change in the centroid. Okay, so this is all about the k-means clustering algorithm. This is also one flowchart is being given here. That is the way which I have already told you, that I need to first select the number of clusters, then I need to select the centroid, then I will be calculating the distance from the centroid, then I need to make groups. Okay, from which centroid the distance is nearest. Okay, then after I will be assigning to the particular object to the group. Clear? Now, if there is no change in the centroid, then I will be ending my algorithm, but still the centroids are being changed. I need to again repeat the algorithm. Okay. So this is the nature of the k-means algorithm. Now, guys, one of the most important thing here is called the how to find the optimal number of clusters. So guys, to calculate the optimal number of clusters, we actually calculate the WCSS, that is called as within cluster sum of the squared distance. Clear? Now we calculate WCSS within all the clusters, and then we draw a graph. Okay. Now after drawing a graph with the WCSS with all the clusters, then certainly the graph will be looking like this. Okay, now the question comes always in the case of clustering, how many optimal number of clusters I need to select. Okay, how many clusters need to be made. So there is a one popular method which is being used, which is called as elbow method. Okay, now the rule of elbow method says that after one point, your graph is actually parallel to the x-axis. So if you're able to see in this diagram, in this graph, after this point, which I'm highlighting here, the graph suddenly changes and it is parallel to the x-axis. Clear? So this point which I'm highlighting, I'm telling it's the elbow point, and the number of clusters could be 3. So these are the optimal numbers or number of clusters which I may choose in the case of k-means clustering. Okay. So now let's take a practical example how to apply a k-means clustering over a real-time data set. So guys, we are going to solve a particular case study, which is a very famous case study of the clustering problems, which is called as a customer segmentation. So guys, what are the customer segmentation? I have a customer data. I want to divide them into several groups. Okay. Now the question comes, why? Why you want to divide the customers into several groups? Because there are certain advantages, like I may find the appropriate product pricing, I may have the customized marketing campaigns, I may design optimal distribution strategies. So guys, for the marketing perspective or the business perspective, there are a lot advantages if I have the segmentation of the customers. Okay, so let's take one data set. So this is the data set which I am taking for the example. Here we have several columns present, like gender, age, annual income, spending score. And here, if you're able to see, there is no output present in this particular data set. Okay. And in this data set, the output is not present. So I'm going to take this data set. Now, guys, the challenge is to make them into the group. Okay. Now, the tool and technologies which I'm going to use to perform this case study is, like guys, to the particular the programming language I'm using is the Python, and the interface I'm using is Google Colab. You may use Jupyter Notebooks, you may use PyCharm, you may use Anaconda Navigator, where you may work with Spider also. So many of the tools and technologies are available. I'm going to choose today Google Colab. And these Python libraries I will be using to implement this project: scikit-learn, Seaborn, NumPy, Pandas, and Matplotlib. These are the important Python libraries which are being used to implement the machine learning models. So just let me go to the program file so that I will be show you the real-time execution also. Okay. So guys, this is my Google Colab file. Google Colab is the environment which is you can easily access with your Gmail account. Okay. And the CSV file I already have, which is the mall customer dataset. So this is the Google Colab file, and it is a Python notebook file. Okay. So let's start working with the k-means example. So As you all know, in the case of machine learning, the process should follow from the, you should have the data, you need to pre-process the data, then you need to apply several pre-processing technique, and after that you may apply the particular machine learning algorithm and can make the model. So let me execute this. So first I'm going to import the all necessary libraries like NumPy, Matplotlib, and Pandas. NumPy is used for the mathematical computation, and it is called numerical Python. Matplotlib is our visualization library, which is used to make the plots, and Pandas is the Python data analysis, where we use it to for the data analysis part and working with the data frames. Now it is being already imported. All the libraries being already imported. Now, guys, I'm going to import the file here in my Google Colab environment, because the file is being already saved in my computer. So let me choose the file, and I'll show you the execution. So yes, so I'm going to load my file, which is right now present in my system. Yes, the name of the CSV file is mall underscore customer CSV file. CSV is a comma separated file where the data set I already have. So after importing the dataset, let me import the dataset. So the function which I'm using is called as pd.read underscore CSV. Read underscore CSV is a function by which I will be importing my dataset. Now this is my dataset, as I have already discussed. Okay. Now I need to first of all need to know about various information about my dataset, like how many rows and columns are present in my dataset. So guys, I'm the attribute is for that is the shape. So I have 200 rows in my data and 5 columns present in my data. Okay. Now the next important thing is called the information about the data set. So here I have, guys, 5 columns starting from 0th index to the 4th index, where the first column is the customer ID, and second is gender, age, annual income, and the spending score. And their data types are also mentioned. And now here, if you're able to see, there are 200 non-null count rows are available. Now what does it mean? It means that I do not have any null value present in my data set, because 200 rows are there, and all 200 non-null rows are there, so I do not need to handle the missing values. Guys, if you have still the missing values here, so you need to handle them, you need to clean them. So there are various several machine learning techniques by which you can handle the missing values, but right now in my data set there is no missing values, so I'm going ahead. Now I already taken the view what is the data type of my data. Now, I may apply several data analytics part to know more about data, like how many females are there, how many males are there. So guys, here I'm applying one operation in Pandas, which is called as group by. So group by, I'm going to apply according to the gender. So here in my data set, I have more females, that is 112 are females and 88 are males. Now I may have several plots also related with Matplotlib. So to like this is the histogram which is being generated for age, annual income, and the spending score. Let me quickly show you the more important about the k-mean algorithm. So this is all about describe. So guys, if you want to have all numerical information about your data, like what is the standard deviation, minimum value, maximum value, 25% percentile, quantiles, and 50% quantiles. So this is all about the statistical information you are getting out of from your data by applying the describe operation. Now the one of the most important thing is that I need to extract the important features from my data set. So guys, in my data, I'm interested to take only 2 columns, which is called as the annual income and the spending score. So here I will be extracting only 2 columns into x variable, and the method I'm using for the extraction is the called the iloc. So here I'm extracting all rows of third and fourth column. So I have extracted the annual income and the spending score here. Okay. Now is there is no null value present in my data set, so I do not need to handle the null values. Okay. Now, as I initially already told you that I am going to apply the elbow method here in the k-mean algorithm to find the optimal number of clusters. So let me execute this method. So here I'm using the sklearn, scikit-learn library of machine learning. And here I'm applying a for loop in which I am running a loop from 1 to 10. So here I will be making the 10 clusters, and I will be calculating a distance which is called as within cluster sum of the square distance. So I have calculated this, and this the graph which I have drawn. So if you're able to see in the graph, the elbow point is at the 5 number of point. After that, there is a change in the graph. So I need to note it down this point. So I'm going to take the 5 number of optimal clusters. Okay. So here I'm going to, with the help of elbow method, I'm able to find out the optimal number of clusters in using k-means. Now I'm going to apply this k-mean algorithm by using sklearn library. So guys, how to import this? From sklearn.cluster, import k-mean. K-mean is a class, so I'm going to make its object. And here I'm applying number of clusters as 5, and the name of algorithm is k-mean plus plus. Now the machine, the k-mean object has learned from the data, and I'm going to apply a method which is called as fit underscore predict. Fit underscore predict is used, the object has learned from the data, and it is going to apply the compute cluster centers and predict cluster index for each sample. Okay, so this is also your fit underscore predict method. Now I'm going to show what it has predicted. So it has predicted the particular number of cluster for every customer. So 200 customers were there, and for every customer the clusters are being predicted. Okay, so this is all about k-means clustering. Okay, now you may deploy also this model. I have already deployed this by using I have also drawn several graphs also, in which the cluster centers are also mentioned, and the customer clusters I have mentioned. So in this way I may find out that which particular customer is belonging to the what cluster. So my problem is being solved here. You may save your model in your Google Drive for the future predictions, and with the help of ngrok I have also deployed this model, and this model is actually working, and you may make it to end-to-end model also. So so guys, this is was all about today, and we have learned about how to segment the customer according to the k-mean clustering algorithm. And here we have used various Python libraries. We have used small customer dataset. Okay, I hope guys you have learned how to apply k-mean algorithm, how to apply in using Python, how to apply various Python libraries, okay, and how to find the optimal number of clusters. Okay.